I never imagined my life would end up like this. I was 30, a mother to a beautiful 5-year-old boy named Lucas, and a wife to Mark, a man I had always thought I would grow old with. We had our ups and downs, as any couple does, but nothing that seemed insurmountable, until now. Mark and I had been married for 7 years, but we'd known each other since college. Our love was strong, at least that's what I believed, and we were partners in every sense of the word. He was a good man, kind, hardworking, and devoted. But over the years, life had become predictable, even stagnant. The same routines, the same conversations, the same bed where we slept more than we made love. I guess I started feeling lost in the monotony, and that's where the trouble began. Then there was Jake. Jake was my best friend since childhood. We grew up next door to each other, went to the same schools, shared the same dreams and fears. He was the kind of person who knew me better than I knew myself. We had always been close, but we never crossed any boundaries. Until recently. It started innocently enough. Jake and I were just talking more, hanging out more. He was going through a tough time, having just come out of a long-term relationship, and I wanted to be there for him. He was the one person I could talk to about anything, and he listened to me in ways Mark hadn't for a long time. I began to look forward to our time together, craving the connection we had, the spark that seemed to light up whenever we were around each other. One night, after a particularly long and emotional conversation, one thing led to another, and before I knew it, we were in bed together. I wish I could say it was just a one-time thing, that I regretted it immediately, but that would be a lie. It felt good, exciting, forbidden, alive. I hadn't felt that way in years, and so it happened again and again, until we were caught in an affair neither of us seemed willing to stop. I convinced myself that it wasn't a big deal, that Mark would never find out. Jake and I were careful, discreet. But life has a way of unraveling even the best-kept secrets. It started with a burning sensation, something I couldn't ignore. I went to the doctor, hoping it was nothing, but it wasn't. I had contracted an STD. The shame I felt was overwhelming, but the worst part was knowing that I had passed it on to Mark. Mark found out before I could even gather the courage to tell him. He was confused, hurt, and angry, demanding to know how he could have gotten it. I was cornered, and there was no way to explain it away. I had to confess. I told him everything, that I had been unfaithful, that it was Jake, that it had been going on for months. The look in his eyes when I admitted the truth will haunt me forever. It was a mixture of disbelief, betrayal, and deep sorrow. He didn't yell or throw things. He just sat there, staring at me as if I were a stranger. And maybe, in that moment, I was. Mark didn't say much after that. He just nodded, got up, and left the room. I didn't see him for the rest of the day. When he finally returned, his decision was made. "I want a divorce," he said, his voice flat, emotionless. I broke down, begging him to reconsider, telling him how sorry I was, how I would do anything to make it right. But he just shook his head, his mind already made up. He was done. And who could blame him? In the days that followed, I tried to process what I had done, what I had lost. My marriage was over, and I had no one to blame but myself. I thought about Lucas, our innocent little boy, and how his life would be changed because of my mistakes. The guilt was suffocating. I tried talking to Jake, but things between us had soured as well. The affair that had once seemed so thrilling was now tainted with the reality of what it had cost us both. He was just as lost as I was, if not more. And in the end, we parted ways, our friendship in ruins. Now, as I sit here, staring at the divorce papers on the kitchen table, I wonder what I should do. How do you make amends for something so irreversible? How do you fix a marriage that you've shattered into a million pieces? I've lost Mark and possibly Lucas too, as he'll be growing up in a broken home. I want to believe there's something I can do to make it better, to heal the wounds I've caused, but I don't know where to start. I reach for my phone, desperate to talk to someone, anyone who might have the answers I don't. But as I scroll through my contacts, I realize that no one can fix this but me. And maybe, just maybe, there's nothing left to fix. Mark deserves better than what I gave him. Lucas deserves a stable home. Maybe the best thing I can do now is to let them both go and figure out how to live with the consequences of my actions. I take a deep breath, pick up the pen, and sign the papers. Maybe this is the first step in making it better. Not for me, but for them. As the ink dries, I whisper a silent prayer for forgiveness, though I'm not sure who I'm praying to. All I know is that I need to find a way to move forward. Please help me.